Hello and welcome to yet another outwardly experience. Today we'll be talking about how to create a client-side script. So let's get started. First of all, we need the resources for the client-side scripting, which is called rage-sharp.dll. You can find that in your rage directory, root directory, inside the folder .net. Find rage-sharp.dll and copy these three files .dll, .json, .xml. Copy it and paste it in your server files, bridge, runtime, paste it right over here. Once you're done with that, go back to your RageMP root directory, create a new text file and name it enable-clientside-cs.txt. Open it and just add the value true, save and close. So what have we done so far? We copied all the resources from .NET folder to our runtime folder. We created a text file called enable-clientside-cs. Now, the last thing that we need is inside RageMP server files, go to client packages and then make a folder, name it cs underscore packages. This is the place where we will place the .cs files for our client-side script. So let's actually start the scripting. We will create a new project. We will choose class library .NET Core. Next, I'll name this as main. Wait, no, not main. Subs. Client side. We will save this in our game mods directory, which is in bridge resources. There we go, create. Now we wait for it to get created. There we go. Now that once it's loaded, what we need is we need to add the dependencies. So right click on dependencies, add reference, and then browse. Go to the folder where you pasted the rage-sharp.dll and try to find that. Here we go, this is it, rage-sharp.dll, hit add, and then there will be a tick on it, click OK. The assembly will be installed. Now we need to call this, so using rage, and I'll rename this class to main. Now we will inherit this class from events the script. For every client-side class, we need a constructor so that we can add the events. So let me make the constructor public main, and whatever event you want to call from the server side, you need to add it first. So events.add. Over here we will write the name of the event. So I'll just call this freeze player client. And if this is triggered from the server, the event is triggered from the server side, which function should be called from the client side? We need to add that as a second parameter. So we will just make a function called freeze player. So if from the server side I invoke the freeze player client, freeze player function will be called. So let's make that function public void freeze player. Now in the parameter, the formal parameter, we are going to add an object array with the name args. What we're going to do over here is we are going to freeze the player. So for that, oh yes, and by the way, if you need to know all the classes and the functions that you need for the client side, you can just go back to your runtime and you see this rage-sharp.xml. Just open this and you will find all the classes and functions that you need in this file. So for me right now, we need freeze position. So I'll try to find freeze position. I spelled it wrong, POSI. There we go. This is the thing that we need. So we will use this. For that, it was rage the game the player the local play oh local player the it's not there, wait. Okay, my bad. I used the wrong package over here. It was supposed to be rage.elements. So I'll use that rage.elements dot player dot local player dot freeze position. Over here, the parameters for freeze position is true or false. So the true and false can be obtained from this formal parameter from freeze player. The formal parameter is an object array of name args. So what we need is the first index of this. 0 means it starts from the first index. Every array starts from the first index, which is 0, and then 1, 2, 3. But for now, that is all we need. Then we will explicitly typecast this object to a boolean with bool. That is all we need from the client-side script. So I'm going to save it, and then we need to copy this. So server file, okay, bridge, resources, client-side. We will copy main.cs, and we will add this inside RageMP server files, client packages, cs underscore packages, and then just paste it over here. Once this is done, there's no more need for this. You can close this, save. Okay. Let me just check it once more, just to be sure. Yep, it's there. Now we need to make configuration to our server side script. So let me open my solution for the server side. Okay, now that my project is loaded, what we're going to do is we're going to make a command that will freeze a target player. So I'll make it under players command class. We will make a command, so command, the name of the command being freeze. Now we'll make a public callback function, void cmd freeze. The first parameter being the player who is using the command, the second one will be the target who is going to get frozen, and the third one will be true and false for freeze. If it's true, then the target will get frozen. If it's false, then the target will get unfrozen. So now what we need is we need to trigger that client-side event. So napi dot client-side event dot invoke trigger client no trigger client event. There we go. Now for the parameters for trigger client event is the player whose client event will happen. So in my case it should be target. The second parameter is the name of the event that should be called. So whatever name you used in okay, where is it? Oh, I'll have to load it. The name of the client event in this case was freeze player client. So I'll copy this and I'll paste it. And whatever arguments that we need to pass for this function, we are going to pass it. So freeze. Now we're going to give a prompt to the user. We will use a string str is equals to, we will use a ternary operator. If you don't know, then you have to go and check out C# tutorials. If freeze is true, then the string will be frozen. If it's false, then it will be unfrozen. Now we will send the prompt player.send chat message. We will format it and do of you have str target the name, and we will do the same for the target as well. target dot send chat message, format it, you were by the player name, and that is all. Now I'm going to run the server and head in game, and then I'll unpause this video. Okay, now that we're in game, let's test the command. The command name was freeze. It shows the usage, so I'll first do true. And as you can see, I'm now frozen. I cannot move. Now let's unfreeze myself. There we go. And accordingly, if it's frozen or not, it shows that string, frozen and unfrozen, to the player and the target. And that's how you trigger client events / functions from the server side. Peace.